everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you what's been in our September morning basket. We have been straight back into our morning basket routine once September hit. We had kind of lost the rhythm of doing it a little bit in the summer when we were spending so much time outside, but now we are fully back into the autumn basket and enjoying it so much. For this month I kind of decided to go for a theme around the transition of seasons and also apples. So there's a couple of, and also bugs. So there's kind of a good variety of lots of different books in this. I think I might be missing a couple of books. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, I think I've got everything in this. But I might be missing a couple of things just because the boys take certain books out and walk off with them, and it's hard to sort of get everything back into the basket sometimes. But yeah, there are so many books to share with you this month, so let's get started. So like I said, we have a little apple theme going on this autumn in our basket, and this book was just perfect for my toddlers, and it's the Hello World series, How Do Apples Grow by Jill MacDonald. It's a very sort of bright, colourful, toddler-friendly book, but with some interesting facts as well, like parts of the apple, how they grow, the pollination, parts of a flower, which is, you know, quite in-depth, some counting, I think, different, again, like how it goes from pollination to fruiting, apple picking, and what happens to the apples afterwards, so all the different things that apples can be made into. Which the idea as well of making some of these things with the boys and tasting lots of different apple treats. So that's a lovely book that's really just gives you everything you'd really need to know about an apple. So a great find, and I'm definitely going to check out more in this series too. Another apple book is this one called 10 Red Apples by Pat Hutchins. This is quite an old book, so I bought this second hand, but what I liked about this is it's really good for counting. So there's these little toy figures, and the farmer finds that his animals keep stealing apples off his tree, so there's the countdown at the end to 0, and then he finally gets his apples back, and then there's some more counting at the back. So a really lovely, like, vintage feel book, and perfect for teaching counting with young children as well. I'll just try and dig out the bug books next. We got the Usborne Peep Inside Bug Homes. I love this series. It's so engaging for little ones. Loads of flaps to open, and this one shows all different bug homes, from ant hills to beehives, to caterpillars and plums, bee hotels. There's under a log, some stag beetles, and that's the bee hotel at the end. A brilliant book, absolutely gorgeous. We had ordered the Usborne Bug Hotel book as well, but it just never arrived. I think that's sometimes the problem with buying secondhand or online. Sometimes things get lost. So unfortunately that never arrived. So who knows, maybe that will turn up at some point. But that also looked lovely, and I'll link that below. Another couple of bug themed books is Hello Bugs, What Do You Do? So this is a very simple one, perfect for baby or very young toddler. And what I like about this is the big Waldorf illustrations, and yeah, you just get like a lovely big picture of the insects, and then things that they do like hop, hover, spin, wriggle, nibble, zoom, scurry, scuttle, sting and fly. So I love this. It's simple, but you could do quite a lot with it. And then next up is The Tale of Mrs. Tittlemouse by Beatrix Potter. This is lovely because there's so many different little insects in this, like a spider, there's lots of bees in this one, and also a ladybird as well, somewhere in it. There's some woodlice. So yeah, it's actually got plenty of little insects to discover in this book, and also of course it's a charming Beatrix Potter tale, so I always like to include Beatrix Potter books where I can. And I think that's pretty much all our bug books. Just searching through it. Yeah, oh, there's just a sticker book as well. I use this book quite a lot in our morning basket videos. It's just the National Trust Beetles, Butterflies and British Minibeast sticker book, which is fantastic. Oh, and actually, I forgot that I had these. I also have the Twig and Moth colouring pages. This has got butterflies and beetles and really beautiful detail in these. So I've got a whole bundle of these that I actually have not done yet with the boys. Like here we've got the 11 spotted beetle, and I think this came as a pack, a special offer pack, so I'm not sure it's available anymore, but I'll link it below if I can find it. Okay, so moving on to the seasonal books, because I've got some really charming books to share with you that I'm really pleased with. So the first one is Goodbye Summer, Hello Autumn by Kennard Pack. And this is a lovely book to introduce the idea of going from one season to another. So it's just this little boy, I think, that's going for a walk through the towns and the meadows and the forest, and sort of saying goodbye and hello to different things that are leaving and arriving. And at the end it's autumn and it's Hello Autumn. So really beautiful, great illustrations, and a nice way of sort of introducing that idea of seasonal transition to children. I also picked up A Walk Through Nature by Clover Robin. This one is, again, all about seasons and different things you'll see at different times of year. And in typical Clover Robin fashion, this is very beautiful. So each page has a lovely little description here, almost like a poem. And then you lift open the flap and there's another beautiful illustration, and then some more specific detail on certain flowers in this case. And then here's a nice autumnal one, so a lovely little story there, the poem, sorry. You lift it out and there's the autumnal tree, and then some details on leaves, and of course lots of lovely cutouts. It's really very charming. Here's one on frosted earth, and then there's the snow picture. So very informative, and it's suitable for all season. There's spring, summer, autumn, winter in this, and actually there's loads of pages, so you get a really good value for money with this book. Very charming, magical illustrations, and really can't say enough good things about this book. Another Clover Robin book that we picked up is Seasons. This is written by Hannah Pang. This is such a cool book. It's got such an unusual layout. So it has, sorry, I'll just open it up on a page to get an idea. Okay, so this one is Mighty Oak. So you can see there's the oak tree starting off with spring, and there's some detail on spring, and then you fold it open and there's some more information. Just push the basket aside. Then there's summer, and then you open it up and there's some information about autumn, and there's the autumn tree, and you lift open that flap and then you get all the information on winter and then the winter tree. And then this repeats with different things like the Arctic. You get winter and summer on that one. Alaska, so again it starts on different seasons, so this time the smallest one is autumn, and then it folds out to winter, and the biggest flap is summer. So really beautiful. And then yeah, there's also Water Wonderland. There's the Yellow Dragon Valley. Again, all these different beautiful flaps. It's just so, it's so engaging. So there's really quite a lot in that. There's a lot more than I showed you. And yeah, there's 6 landscapes in total from around the globe. So the tree one is the most suitable for where I live, but it's also really interesting to see how other places and how the seasons affect them. So really gorgeous, and would work for children of all ages. I love these story orchestra books, and this one, again, as you can imagine, is perfect for the theme I was going for with our morning basket this month. And this is the 4 seasons in one day. So Vivaldi's 4 seasons is the music in this book. And as you can imagine, it takes you through spring, summer, autumn and winter, with a little story about this girl and her apple tree. And yeah, it's just beautiful. You can press the buttons. So each page has its own music. And then at the back, it gives you details on the composer. There's a glossary of terms, and then there's details on all the music, which I love. So for example, for autumn, it says, in this music, Vivaldi imagined people in the countryside enjoying the harvest. All of the orchestra plays in the same rhythm, which makes it sound like everyone is celebrating together. So really interesting facts about how Vivaldi imagined his music to be read. So really beautiful, and just such a great book to get as a present or as a treat. Okay, so moving on, I've got another couple of seasonal books to show you. So the next one is Green on Green by Diana White. This was included in my autumn book shelf video, and I just love this. It takes you through spring to summer to autumn to winter with the most incredible illustrations. I'm absolutely obsessed with the illustrations in this. They're amazing. And then it ends in winter, and sort of describes some of the things that you might see and do with this beautiful poetic story, which is just gorgeous. This is one of my favorite images in it for autumn, really beautiful. And then inside, if you take this cover off, there's the autumn and winter tree. And in the front cover, you get the spring and summer tree. So just an absolutely mind-blowingly beautiful book. Can't recommend this enough. And I haven't seen this recommended much before, so I feel like I kind of found this and I'm really pleased with it. There's also Blue on Blue, which we had for spring, which is also very magical and beautiful. Would make fantastic gifts to children for sure. Just something very heirloom and classic about that Diana White's writing and the illustrators she works with. It's really, really very, very beautiful. Okay, so moving on to a sticker book to go along with the whole season theme. We picked up the Usborne First Sticker Book Seasons, and so this one has spring, summer, there's like a nice nest one there, summer meadow, summer river, autumn harvest, which we've completed, winter woodland, sorry, and then the stickers that go with it. So again, a great sticker book for any time of year, but quite fun at that kind of like transitional time when it's sort of in between seasons, and that's been perfect. So we'll probably play with that a little bit more and carry that on into October. And then the last, I think it's the last seasonal book that we have, is A Year in Nature, and this is a carousel book, which is really beautiful. So this is a lovely one to set up on the table as part of a sort of learning morning, or just to kind of show off its beauty. But basically you open it up and it's got all the different seasons that rotate around. So really amazing. And there's autumn. And at the base, there's some information on things you might see, but it's just so incredible. Really, really beautiful. Again, this would make a gorgeous gift, but I think it's out of print now, so you might have to hunt that one down. But it's just something about those sort of carousel books are so engaging and amazing for children to see. So yeah, lovely one to pull out to really just capture their imagination and get them really excited. And yeah, that's one that I keep nice and safe as well. It's definitely not one I let them play with, because that would be destroyed in about 2 minutes. Okay, so actually I think I have one more apple book, and then I have a few like more educational things to show you. So to go along with the apple theme that I showed you earlier is The Apple Pie Tree by Zoe Hall. It's all about an apple tree and how it changes over the year, gets its flowers, how it gets pollinated, how it grows with all the rain, then the fruits, picking it and making a big apple pie. Really nice simple language. At the back there's a little bit more information about the pollination, and then a recipe for an apple pie. So a lovely book that again really just takes you through the whole thing about apples, how they grow, things you can make out of them. Lovely book. I picked this up secondhand. I think it's more of an American book, but you can find that secondhand if you're in the UK or Ireland. Okay, so moving on away from the themed books. I have a book for a bit of art study. I love these Katie art books by James Matthew. This one I thought was a nice one for autumn, Katie and the Sunflowers. And this is all about Van Gogh pictures. So Katie always goes to this gallery with her grandmother, and she ends up climbing into various paintings, and in general, mischief always happens. So it goes through all the beautiful Van Gogh paintings that are really famous, and it's just a lovely way of introducing certain paintings to children in a really fun, interactive way. So I love those. They always go down such a storm with my kids. So for counting, I already mentioned that apple counting book, but I also picked this up from the library because it felt quite an autumnal read. It's 1, 2, 3 in the Countryside by Rosalind Beardshaw, and it's a National Trust book. And it's just these two children going for a walk in the countryside and counting as they go, and all the different things they see in nature. And yeah, it goes up to 20, I believe. So yeah, that's been a nice one to read with the kids. Okay, so what else do I have in here? I've got my pen control books. I've shown these loads of times, so I won't go into too much detail, but they're great for developing writing skills. I have the Shirley Hughes Colours book, which again I've shown quite a few times, so I won't go into that. A Child Seasonal Treasury for poems and stories. Again, I've shown that a million times. I also have taken Slow Down out again. Ooh, if I can get out of my basket. This one is wonderful for small little nature stories. I'll show you some autumnal ones. For example, here's the mushroom one. So it has some detail about how mushrooms grow and beautiful illustrations. As you can see, we have had a little bit of a ripping accident, which I was very cross about because that actually was our autumn tree page, which is now a little bit disheveled. But I kind of want to just pick up a new copy of this book now because I just feel like it's a bit ruined. It's so beautiful though. I love this book so much. There's just so much to see in it. And lots of like simple facts to learn about nature. So yeah, an absolutely incredible book and a great one to have in a nature basket or a morning basket. Okay, so I'm getting there now. I've just got a few more things to show you. I've got the Bob's books, pre-reading skills, which I'm doing with Toby at the moment. So I'm going to leave that in there, and then I've got 3 more things to show you. So first up is A Year and a Day magazine, Briars and Quills. This is issue number 7 and it's very autumnal themed. It's got songs and stories, and also does games. There's a movement, all about moving like a hedgehog, ways to make a hedgehog, the hedgehog menu, things they eat, loads of fun facts about hedgehogs and blackberries and making a blackberry ink. So yeah, a beautiful magazine that's almost like a little mini curriculum in its own right. Highly recommend this. It's a Waldorf inspired magazine, but you can now buy it in the US as well if you are in America. Okay, so the last things I have are a little bit different. They're not books. The first thing here is Happy Little Doers cards. And these are all shape cards, and they're wipeable, and they're fantastic for doing like pre-writing shapes and learning shapes as well. So it comes with a couple of cards that give you ideas on activities, and then it also has this little handy guide on the back that shows you the different shapes and the sort of developmental ages that usually the kids are able to sort of understand them and do them. So for example, for Toby, we're looking at lines up and down and across and sort of circles. And then Rupert would be more like squares, diagonals and crosses. And then it comes with, this is such a fantastic kit. I love it so much. So it comes with a huge amount of shapes. So really simple ones like circle, triangle, and then more complicated ones like star, oval, crescent, semicircles. And I'll just show you what it looks like. So that's the simple sort of black and white, shows you exactly what the shape is and what it's called. And then on the back, you have this wipeable surface and this dotted line. So you can get a wipe, like a whiteboard marker, and your child can draw the shape. You can also draw on this side too. And then yeah, for the more complicated one, like this one, the dexagon, and then on the back it has the name, 10 sides, and again you can follow the dots around. Nonagon, octagon, heptagon, hexagon, like some of these I could probably do with learning about, to be honest. Parallelogram, and again tracing at the back. So a fantastic little kit for doing shapes with your kids. And just make sure that when you buy them, you make sure you get the wipeable ones, because the original set are not wipeable. So they have 2 different types, and I made sure that I bought the wipeable set. They also have the 3D shapes, like the cuboid, the cube, cylinder, sphere, triangular prism, and so on. And these are a little bit different in that they have one on each side, so they're not like the tracing ones. So yeah, an absolutely brilliant kit, very inexpensive really, and definitely when they're wipeable like that, you could use them for Play-Doh, you could get little beads and use them to create the shapes, you can use your pen. There's so many different ways that you can use this kit, and they're just fantastic. And that's by the brand Happy Little Doers. I highly recommend them. They also have great kits for numbers and adding and subtracting and all that kind of stuff too, so definitely go check them out. And then finally we have our Mud and Bloom box. So I always put in our Mud and Bloom box in our morning basket, and we try and get something done from them. This is September's box, but we're due our October one any day now. And it always comes with these cards that have different activities. September's activities were make your own bug hotel, grow your own coriander, make a seed shaker, forage for blackberries, grow parsley, do a leaf threading activity, a fruit spotter, and a quiz. And then inside the box are all the things that you need to do all those crafts. So we have colouring blocks, seeds, some bee tubes for making a bee hotel, string, compost, washi tape. So it's really good value, you get so much in a box. And yeah, we just absolutely love our Mud and Bloom box. It is fantastic. It's the one that we probably love the most, and something we'll have for a long time. I imagine we'll keep that subscription going for a while. I do have some cherry tree flashcards as well, so I'll quickly show you those. We have the Minibeasts pocket set. Again, these are all laminated, so they're washable, you can draw on them. If they get dirty, it doesn't matter. And yeah, there's loads of different mini beasts in this, like flies, bees, stag beetle, ladybird, lovely bright printouts and nice chunky cards, perfect for little ones. So we had those to go with our bug books. Okay, and finally I have another At the Cherry Tree flashcard set, and this one's all on leaf identifications. So for example, like sweet chestnut, it's got the common name, the Latin name, and then a little description at the bottom, and then the leaf shape, and also the fruits, the nuts. So like holly, yeah, horse chestnut, that kind of thing. So just a nice little set to take out on our nature walks with us. Very simple, but perfect for toddlers and children. I mean, some of these I don't even know myself, so it's for any age really. They're quite handy things to have. And I love that they're laminated because you can just pop them in your nature basket or your pocket, and it doesn't matter if they get a bit wet or dirty. So that's it for the September morning basket. I probably will keep this going into October as well, because I feel like these books are so perfect for autumn. And I actually have a bundle of books specifically about Halloween, which I'll be bringing out in October for the boys to read. So I think I'll just carry everything over to October, but if I make any changes, I'll be sure to record an October morning basket as well. I'm also going to be releasing my to be read pile for autumn, because I've actually got some lovely books that I've been working my way through, so I'm going to be sharing that, and that's books myself. I also have the Halloween book video that I'm going to put out, and I probably will have already put out my autumn celebration basket, hopefully. I've been a little bit behind on videos because summer is the busiest time on the farm for us, so it's been just, yeah, full on non-stop. So I've slowed down a little bit on the video creation, but hopefully I'll be back on track now for the autumn months. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and also leave a comment. And if you want to join the Patreon community, please do head over. I'll put the link below and you can check it out. Every month I have a live planning session for the month ahead where I share ideas on things I'm going to make, cook, grow, and celebrations that I'm going to be doing each month. There's also an e-course over there that you can check out. It shows you how to make loads of lovely natural skincare products for mums, whether you're postpartum or pregnant, but even if you're not a mum, I mean, it's still great recipes. And then there's also a book club and just, yeah, loads of things. There's a foraging walk as well, and I'll be putting up a new autumn foraging walk soon on that. So make sure you go and check all that good stuff out and support the channel over there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely day and see you in another video soon. Bye.